here again. Guys, in today's video, we're going to be talking about the 2025 NASCAR Diecast season, some things to expect, and possibly some new things on the horizon. Make sure to give the video a huge thumbs up. Let's check it out. So the 2025 NASCAR season is almost here, and we're going to be talking about some of the new things that are coming in 2025 and some of the things to expect. 2025, the diecast industry should be a lot better because of the distribution. If you remember last year in 2024, the Toyotas and the Fords, they didn't even get a 164 out till about late summer. So that is a long time for the NASCAR calendar to not have any Cup Series 164s at the racetrack. Fortunately, 2025, they should be very much early on. That's kind of the price you pay, so to speak, when you have a new diecast mold. You're going to miss out very much of the NASCAR season, but the next year you'll be well prepared, and that's kind of the situation here. So the Fords and Toyotas had a brand new mold 2024, right? That took them forever to get out, but now the Cup Series 2025 molds are already made. They're already ready to go, and we already had one of the diecasts released, which is that Ross Chastain Busch Light 2025 Chevrolet Camaro. So that's going to be a great thing for collectors in 2025, not having to wait 6 months to get your 2311 cars, to get your Team Penske cars. So that is going to be a great thing for collectors. Another thing that I see from the NASCAR diecast industry is that they're actually getting releases out earlier. If you exclude the Toyota and the Ford molds being extremely late because they had to make a brand new casting, and also shout out to whoever made those castings, like the design work, because they did a phenomenal job in my opinion. There is a pattern of them getting releases out earlier. Shout out also to Circle B Diecast with their air freight shipments of the diecast chassis. So the normal 164s are slowly getting faster at release since the pandemic logistics are far over. But the diecast chassis ones, they're getting out about a month earlier as well. So slowly but surely, we're starting to get kind of back to that 2019, 2018 vibe with the NASCAR diecast industry, which is really cool to see. So that's something to kind of look at in 2025. Expect a lot better distribution and a lot better for the Gold Series line. The retail line, who knows? I mean, you might get your wave in your local retail store for the NASCAR Authentics line. You might not. Who knows? It's like throwing darts at a wall at this point. One thing that I could see on the the horizon, what if they made NASCAR Winter Circle, instead of it being like 6 waves, what if they bumped it up to 8 waves? I could see something like that. They've been kind of playing a catch-up with the Winter Circle line because the way it first started out, it was very much behind, and they're slowly starting to catch up. Like, what was it, 2023, and they had like the Austin Cindric Daytona 500 win. They had like Chase Briscoe's Phoenix win in the first Winter Circle wave. So they started out of the gate very much behind. It was a brand new retail line. I'm sure they had a lot of logistics they had to go through to get that out. But I think slowly but surely, they're kind of coming around and getting caught up. So potentially, maybe, I wouldn't be surprised if we got a wave or 2 extra. Maybe I'm being a little bit too optimistic with that. Another trend I'm seeing in the NASCAR diecast industry is the Advent Calendar Mystery Set. That thing sold very, very well. The ratings for it that I see just in the videos I did on it were very good. That was a very great video topic. I mean, y'all enjoyed it. I mean, literally just the diecast reviews, me unboxing it. I see the watch time. I see all that. And I'm just saying, a lot of people really like the Advent Calendar set. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but I'm just saying, don't be surprised they come up with some sort of a mystery thing in 2025 to kind of go with the Advent Calendar. I don't think they will, but I wouldn't be surprised. And yes, I fully expect the Advent Calendar to be in 2025. It has been one of the best ideas in the NASCAR diecast universe for a long time. Like, they should have done this back in the 2000s. That's how cool it was. I fully expect it to return. And for those who missed out the 2023 and the 2024, guys, they had the pre-orders for this out way, way ahead. I'm talking months and months ahead. So get your stuff pre-ordered early. You'll thank me later. In 2025, I'm expecting a lot more late model diecasts to get made. The late model mold was debuted early 2024. It was mostly, what, Dale Jr., I think, and then they had like a Josh Berry release. Wouldn't be surprised. We're going to start seeing a lot more of the regional drivers getting made, potentially. So don't be surprised the late model diecasts, they increased that. We're already seeing the NASCAR Classics line, so expect some more late model diecasts to be made since they have that mold out there and going. Another trend that I could see in 2025 for the NASCAR diecast collector is diecast sets. If you look at 2024, multiple diecast sets were produced. You have the Las Vegas Hendrick Cars 2-pack set from Rajah Caruth and Kyle Larson. And then we have the Atlanta 3-wide photo finish. Naturally, every year Hendrick Motorsports gets their Patriotic cars and their Darlington cars made in a 4-pack set. I could see more of these being made, and a little bit of a, I wouldn't say a teaser, but something that really shows me this could be the case. If you look at the box artwork for the Hendrick Motorsports or HendrickCars.com 2-car and truck set, it's a generic box. Why would they make a generic box if they only anticipated making 1, maybe 2 diecast sets? Apparently, they're going to be making a Kyle Larson 2-pack set with his Indy car and his Coca-Cola 600 car. Apparently, they're going to be making one with the COTA William Byron win, and I think Kyle Larson's COTA, he won COTA, I think, in 2024. Could be mistaken on that in the Xfinity Series. So my point is, don't be surprised as the 2025 season goes along, you see a lot more pre-orders for multi-car sets, which I am a huge fan of. I would love to see that. Another thing that I want to add to this video is I don't think any new diecast molds are coming out in 2025 that I know of. The Xfinity cars appear to be the same. Yes, they're considered not Chevy Camaros. They're just a Chevrolet because they're moving on from the Camaro. They're going to something else in the coming years. Regardless, they're going to be using the same diecast mold as they've been using for the Xfinity cars and the Cup cars with the Chevrolet camp. So that means we're not going to have any massive distribution changes unless they make a last-minute change, which would be the worst-case scenario because then it means we probably wouldn't get it for like 8 months. The Toyota Supras and the Ford Mustangs, I think, are going to have the same tooling in the Xfinity Series, and the trucks use the generic mold. So I don't anticipate any changes there. I think that's going to be status quo, which I'm okay with because every time they change a diecast mold, although it's cool long-term, short-term, it sucks because you got to wait forever for it to get made. So I think 2025 hopefully will be much better in terms of overall distribution. Another thing to look out for in 2025 is the NASCAR Classics line. Every year they do about 3 or 4 different versions of it. Last year they did a bunch of Hendrick ones. I have no idea what they're going to be doing in 2025. Maybe we'll get some 2005 cars. That'd be cool. I'm still hoping they'll do a Craven 2003 Darlington win NASCAR Classics. That would be really cool. But yeah, I anticipate about 3, maybe even 4 NASCAR Classics 164s to be made. They usually do this each year. I have no idea what the theme is going to be. It's going to be curious, and I'm kind of looking forward to it as well. The last thing I want to touch on in this video, so apparently there's a new diecast mold in the NASCAR Authentics line for 2024, the wave year 2024. It's 2025 now. Anyways, there's a new diecast mold, and apparently it's called the GL mold. I'm not really sure why, but that's apparently the factory it's getting made in. Anyways, shout out to Little Wrangler 3. He's another YouTuber. Check him out. Great content, by the way. And he did a diecast video on them. He found them in his retail store, I think, or he bought them. I'm not sure. And he was showing the cars side by side. And there's very subtle changes, but there is a difference between the EL mold diecast that you get naturally in most Authentics waves and your Gold Series cars. But the GL mold, it's actually pretty darn good. I'm not even going to front. If this is the replacement for the J mold or the PTC mold, NASCAR Authentics is about to be the best year we've had in years. Because that means they're getting rid of that. I'm hoping. So, if the GL mold is the replacement diecast mold, really excited about that. The differences are subtle. Like the printing on the wheels, I think, is the same as the PTC mold or the J mold's wheels. but the printing's high quality. Like, it actually says Goodyear and it's not blurry or anything. I'm not sure how well the diecast roll. The cars don't look cheap, which is a really good thing. The rear end on the Ford Mustangs is a lot more curved like the real car. So there is some subtle changes to it. Once I can find one of them, I'll get them in the studio and do a full, video on it. But that is something to look for in 2025. Currently, right now, at the time of this video, NASCAR Authentics is at Wave 8. So I don't anticipate the first wave of 2025 till maybe spring. Who knows? I imagine they're going to keep, if they just made a brand new diecast mold for the NASCAR Authentics line, I highly doubt they're just going to discontinue it and not use it in 2025. So in short, what I'm hoping they're going to do is they're going to alternate from the EL mold and the GL mold like they did with the J mold and the PTC mold and of course, the EL mold as well. I'm hoping that this is the new alteration they're going to be doing. And if that's the case, the consumers are going to win because the quality looks a million times better than the J mold and the PTC mold. So kind of look forward to that in 2025. I might be doing a video for the beginners, the people who are just going to be starting their first year of NASCAR diecast collecting. I might do a video on that. But overall, this is kind of just a crash course of what to expect in 2025. Absolutely excited for the new NASCAR diecast season. Not having to wait for the new Toyotas and the new Fords, that's going to make it a lot more fun because if you remember, for the first 7 months of the 2024 season, all we had was the Camaros, right? So that limits half the field, right? So naturally, 2025 hopefully will be better in terms of the overall season in terms of the diecast. So thank you all for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And for all your diecast shopping needs, make sure to go to Circle Diecast. Use promo code Diecastbuffet. You could save on shipping as well. And look out for all the new diecasts that could be coming out for all the new teams. FRM is going to have, I think, 3 full car operation this year. Maybe we get some more Todd Gillen cars. Maybe we get some Zane Smith Cup cars. And then Michael McDowell going over to Spire Motorsports. Do we get some Spire Motorsports diecast made right there? So really interesting to see how all the new teams, the silly season, we're going to get diecast made for these cats. Hopefully we do. That's all for now, guys. Have a blessed one. Diecastbuffet signing off.